Hi, I'm Malva Reed. I'm the Assistant Chief Academic Officer for Graduate and Online Education and Academic Partnerships here at the wonderful University of the District of Columbia. And we are so excited to have you here with us this evening. You are all brand new graduate students to our program. And this evening, we wanted to make sure that you have the opportunity to understand. You're going to have specific orientations, and some of you have already had a full day already with orientations from your specific programs. But tonight we want to make sure that you understand a lot of the resources that are available to you as a graduate student. Because so many times we don't really have that opportunity to know what we have available. So tonight we want to make sure that you at least hear what we have, see the people who are in charge. You should have your agenda that I sent you so you will understand their names. Okay, so welcome everyone. This is all of our new graduate students for all of the programs that are actually at UDC. So we are really excited to have you here. So all of you got the agenda. There have been some changes on the agenda since I sent it out to you all. So I just want to quickly kind of go through it so that you understand what we are doing this evening. It sounds like a long program, but it's going to go really, really fast. All right, so we're going to have President Mason join us to give us welcome. Dr. Lawrence Potter, our Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Latosha Baldwin, Acting VP of Enrollment she's actually Acting VP of Student Success Resources. Ms. Chanel Hibbett, our President of our Graduate Student Government Association. We will have each of our deans from our different programs talk to you about what's happening in their school from a graduate perspective. As some of you know, we have 2 PhD programs here at UDC, and we're going to have Dr. Sabine O'Hara talk about the Urban Leadership and Entrepreneurship PhD, and Dr. Paul Cote, a Program Director of the PhD program in Computer Science and Engineering. Then you're going to have an opportunity to get to meet each other. We're going to put you in breakout rooms. There'll be faculty, there'll be resource people, there will be deans, there'll be fellow students that you'll get to look at, get to meet each other. Because one of the things we don't have the opportunity to do from a graduate perspective is to actually get to see each other face to face. Because usually you're either going to work, taking care of children, running to class, running from class, to do what you need to do. So tonight we're going to do that, and probably if I can pull it off this sometime probably in October, we'll try to have a gathering where you actually can come in person and actually meet each other, maybe a nice little networking opportunity. Then I'm going to talk to you about the graduate program website. What are some of the writing and tutoring things? And Dean Jones is going to talk about, you know, when you're starting this kind of journey, you want to begin with the end in mind. What is it that you're trying to achieve, and then back it up as a part of that. Then we're going to have a lot of our university resources shared. Dr. McCrary, our Vice President of Research and Office of Sponsored Programs, is going to talk about research and what we're doing here. Dr. Yolanda Plummer is the chair of our Institutional Review Board. You can read. Professor Mazza is going to talk about quantitative course expectations. And then I'm going to talk about joint opportunities for research. Then we're going to come on the second end of the evening. We're going to have our Miss Kathy Mosley, who's here with us, a financial aid counselor, is going to talk about financial aid. Mr. Rodney Trapp, from our Vice President of Advancement, is going to talk about scholarship opportunities. And then we're going to have the various resource people that you see listed here give a short presentation about, you know, what are the resources that are available to them. So that's going to be the evening. It's going to go very quickly. And so we are really excited to have you here. Much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Dr. Reed. First of all, thank you for your work and your leadership in the area of graduate studies. And to the class and the students and the new Firebirds, I'm sorry we're not in person, because I always enjoy meeting and greeting and shaking hands and getting to know your story and how UDC can work with you to help you get where you want to be. Just let me say a couple of words that I'm hoping will inspire you and encourage you as you embark on this leg of your educational journey. And that is to say that, this is a great opportunity. Anytime you're in school, especially higher education, it's a chance to learn. And the higher you go up in the system of higher education, the more opportunity you have to acquire knowledge, to generate knowledge, and to disseminate knowledge. And at UDC, it's an even more special opportunity because, first of all, if you've been following, the work of the university of late, our programs are of a high quality. Our faculty is devoted and of a high quality as well. In fact, I know because most of them have been hired since I became president here. So we have a brand new crop of highly qualified, very effective faculty. You can do all of this work at a very affordable price, which is no small thing to no small advantage when you're somebody like me that took 15 years to pay off student loans. To be able to get a graduate degree without going into a lot of debt is a big deal. To be able to learn at the public institution of higher learning in and for the nation's capital gives you an opportunity to focus on topics and research issues that not only have local implications, but also national implications as well. But most importantly, this is probably going to be the most diverse student body you've ever worked with. We pride ourselves in the fact that the breadth and depth of our student experience, both in terms of ethnicity, in terms of age, in terms of life experience and life work, is a real opportunity for students to learn from each other. And at UDC, our motto is that we all have something to learn. The president, the deans, the faculty, the students, and we're not guides on the side. I'm sorry, we're not, how does it go, Dr. Reed? We're not sages on the stage. We're guides on the side. We walk with you as you go through that journey. And so welcome to UDC. Good luck. I'm sure some of you are continuing your work that you started at UDC. And for the new students, we welcome you as part of our team, Team UDC. Thank you, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, President Mason. And we really appreciate your inspirational words to get our new graduate students started. All right, we are going to now have Dr. Potter.
I am here, and let me just say, in following sequence of President Mason, good afternoon to our new graduate students, to our faculty who are serving as graduate program directors or program coordinators, teaching in our programs, to the faculty, to our staff, as well as other administrators, but most importantly to Dr. Reed for shepherding this process along the way. I want to say that we are very delighted that you have been offered admission to graduate studies at the University District of Columbia. And we look forward to welcoming you this evening and throughout the next few weeks. As a graduate student, you are an important part of our university community. In fact, graduate students, inclusive of doctoral, master's, and professional students, make up an important part of our student enrollment and have been central to the university for decades. Over the next couple of weeks, you should find and familiarize yourself with the Office of the Chief Academic Officer. It is through this office, primarily represented by Dr. Malva Reed, that we collaborate with your schools and or colleges and programs to create an environment in which you will grow and thrive. We're eager to welcome you into a community that supports your academic success, your professional development, and your personal well-being. By fostering a spirit of collaboration, cooperation, and inclusion, we support you in your desire to learn new skills, to make new discoveries, and to contribute to your communities at and beyond the University of the District of Columbia, as you prepare to have an important impact in the many possible areas upon graduation. So to all of you, we say welcome to the Firebird family.
Okay.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much. Dr. President Mason and Dr. Potter couldn't have said it best. We are so excited to have you all. Like she mentioned, my name is LaTosha Baldwin. I'm the Acting Assistant Vice President of Student Success. And on behalf of myself, Dr. William Latham, who is our Chief Student Development and Success Officer, and our whole division, we welcome you to the University of the District of Columbia. You have embarked again on another journey to invest in yourself, and we are glad that you chose UDC as the place to do so. Today, you're going to be given a lot of information that is all for your betterment, but please note that everything that we give you here is to make sure that you are informed and know that the faculty and staff at UDC is extremely committed to your success. And thank you so much again for being here, and I'll see you guys later in the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Baldwin. Okay, the things that you, as a graduate student, I know you don't have a lot of time to do a lot of things, but there's a Graduate Student Government Association that is here for you. And Chanel Hibbert, welcome. And you are the president of our Graduate Student Government Association. Please tell people about yourself, your journey, and what they have to look forward to as a graduate student at the University of the District of Columbia.
Okay. Hello, everyone. First, I want to say I am Chanel Hibbert. As she said, I am the Graduate Student Government President here at this university, a wonderful university. It's a part of who I am today. I am from Kingston, Jamaica. I came to the university in 2016 to pursue my undergraduate degree, and I did graduate in 2020, and I'm here again pursuing my master's degree in business administration with a concentration in international business. The university has done so much for me, so much, and I am here now to do my part to give back and also assist students in doing so, just like I was able to. That's a little bit about myself. So I'm just here to welcome you guys firstly to this university. I want to say you are in a great university, and I just hope that you all just take the time out to get to know these people on this call. It's a lot of resources here. So I hope you guys stay to the end so you can get to know everyone and get to know where you can go and who you can go to for whatever that you need, because we are all here to assist you. We're all here to ensure that you achieve your highest potential. And so I want to welcome you guys. I'm so excited to see you. I will be on campus for I think 4 days out of the week. So I really hope to meet most of you guys in person. We can always chit chat and talk. I am here to advocate for you. I will be your voice. And yes, welcome guys. Thank you.
Thank you. And also, are you going to be in your graduate student government office in the Student Center? Can they find you there?
Yes. So the office is located on the first floor of the Student Center. So as soon as you get off the elevator, it's that big room that has the glass windows. So as soon as you get on the first floor, you will see that room.
Okay, good. Thank you so much. And please get involved. You'll be seeing emails from her. So talking about great activities that are available. Okay, so now shift to our college deans. This is the backbone of the arteries, the nucleus, everything that is UDC is actually through the deans of our colleges, and they are fantastic, phenomenal, spectacular. And so they really have a lot to say. And as you get into your individual schools, tonight I wanted you may only see your dean, but I wanted you to see all of the deans that make up the University of the District of Columbia. So first we're going to have Dean Massey. She's the Dean of the College of Arts and Science. Dean Massey, welcome.
Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're fine.
I think I muted myself. So thank you, Dr. Reed. You're always more than gracious, and I can speak for all of the deans and say that we very much appreciate it. This evening, afternoon, I want to just hit a couple of points. There are 9 graduate programs in the College of Arts and Sciences and 1 graduate certificate. And I am pleased to say that we have students enrolled in every one of those programs. And so I want to welcome the students that are here. And I want to say to you that I am very grateful that you have stayed committed to your graduate education, in spite of the fact that 4 generations of us are embroiled in a health pandemic that we couldn't have foreseen and that had not been experienced by any of us before now, so that you were able to stay focused on your goals as graduate students, prospects, and now you are here. I'm very grateful to you for staying true to your goals. But I'm also very honored that you made the decision to pursue those goals at UDC, because you could have chosen any institution, any place in the world, but you made a decision that UDC was the place that you would be able to receive the level of education and the support and caring that would move you closer to the goals that you have for yourselves academically and professionally. We are located, the Dean's Office for Arts and Sciences is located in building 71, that's 4250 Connecticut Avenue on the 4th floor. And so most of our offices for 3 of the college's divisions, all of the decanal staff, some of our instructional laboratories, and some of our meeting spaces are on the 4th floor of 71, 4250. We also have our Division of Sciences and Mathematics in building 44. It's transitioning from 32 to 44. And most of its offices will be on the 2nd and 3rd floors of that space. I was able to meet earlier today with the new students coming into biology. They are largely students who have chosen the cancer biology prevention and control concentration, but we have other general biology and infectious diseases opportunity there. For those of you who have chosen Homeland Security, you're going to be welcomed into a brand new space, brand new classrooms, brand new labs, a brand new graduate student space, a brand new space for the Institute of Public Safety and Justice, brand new faculty offices. And so we are very excited to welcome you to that new space on the 3rd floor of building 4250. For those of you in speech pathology, you are going to be welcomed into a new speech and hearing clinic where all of your faculty offices will be. There will also be a student computer lab and lounge. There will be treatment rooms for adults and for children. And we are really pleased to have added 2 new labs, one in literacy that will be headed by Professor Tony Walters, and one in sports concussion that will be headed by Drs. Gurley and Pope. And I'm hoping that the concussion lab will be able to be partnered with some of the work that's happening in engineering around movement and actually building out helmets, and because they're focused on sports concussion and other protective gear for athletes. So we got a lot going on. I'm excited that you're here. I won't hold you. We're on campus 5 days a week, and we actually run a lot of classes on Saturday. So we're usually operating the college 6 days a week out of building 4250. I'm A. Massey at udc.edu. So if you have any questions or concerns that fall under the umbrella of the College of Arts and Sciences, and that will include the writing proficiency, graduate writing proficiency course that many of you have to take. So if you have any concerns that fall under the umbrella of Arts and Sciences, please feel free to reach out. Again, I'm glad that you're here. I'm honored that you've chosen us, and we'll offer you every support that we have available to us. And again, thank you, Dr. Reed, for your gracious introductions of the deans, but for allowing us this platform to share what it is that we do.
Well, thank you, Dr. Dean Massey, for being here. I apologize.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Dr. Reed, and thanks for the introduction. We feel humble and yet proud of being here and being part of the UDC operations. As we are going to talk about each individual school, I always emphasize that all the goals and objectives that each individual school has still is in line with the mission and the vision of the university, and that is the important part that we need to underline and emphasize, that we are all here for the university. Now, a School of Business and Public Administration, we are very proud of what we have accomplished in the last few years. And we are very much, accomplished, number of accreditations and credentials, and we are almost close to get one of the highest accreditations, these available for business schools. Our program really is based on 4 competencies, or core competencies we call, and those are leadership, professionalism, business expertise, and strategic mindset. This is what makes the whole acumen, acumen of the business management and basically the leadership. You must have the leadership, in you in order to be able to communicate and lead people and convince people to do things. And yet still you need the business expertise to understand the nitty-gritty of the things. So those are the parts that we are proud of to prepare our students and make sure that they're prepared when they go out there, or maybe they enhance their knowledge and advancement of their careers, they can handle things. One thing that I'm proud of is that in these days you hear a lot about students considering the value of their education. Is it worth it? Do I get something out of it? School of Business has been ranked #1 in the best, providing best quality value, and among 100 schools was evaluated independently. We didn't have anything to do with it. So we are proud of it, and we always are striving to do even better and better and better. We rely on experiential learning, experiential experience. For the first time, we have actually something, we have done something, we are pioneering basically. We have, basically applied use of robotics in our education, and also serving the community and helping, school, students for learning. That is very amazing, thing, and everybody is calling us and asking about this. This is very unique, and there are very, very few universities in the United States and in the world that, they do this. For the first time, actually, in the history of our school, at least, maybe UDC, we took students, this summer, all paid, by the grants. We took them to United Kingdom and spent, the whole week, 2 weeks, there, and learning and sharing experience, with other universities and other students. So all in all, we can talk about a number of things we have done, but the good thing is that you're in good hands. This is the best university you may find, and we are trying to actually carve a niche for our students and our community to prove that. Always, to be the best, it doesn't mean to have to be the biggest. The quality we offer is as good as anyone else, and we are going to prove that. We just don't say it. That's all I can say for tonight, and thanks for everyone here and contributing actually to our success stories.
Thank you, Dean Mo. All right. Now we're going to hear from our College of Agriculture, Urban Sustainability, and Environmental Sciences, Dean Jones, and then I will put up your PowerPoint.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Dr. Reed, for coordinating this. I almost logged out of the meeting when I heard all those accolades about deans. I don't hear that too often, so I thought I was in the wrong meeting. But welcome, everyone. If you are a continuing student, welcome back to graduate school. If you are a new student, welcome to graduate school. We are happy to have you. I am Dwayne Jones, Dean of the College of Agriculture, Urban Sustainability, and Environmental Sciences. And in our college, we have both academic and land-grant programs. What that means to you is we have a think and do model. And so we have many projects in and around the district where you will conduct research. You'll get engaged in many activities, from agriculture to environmental to green infrastructure to food and nutrition. And so in our mission and with our mission, we have a goal of reaching the entirety of the district in some capacity, each and every ward of the district. And we do that through you, through the lens of our graduate students. And so as Dr. Reed clicks through the slides, one more, Dr. Reed, one more click, I think that is. There it is. In the sea of land-grant universities, I always give the history of what that means. So back in the 1800s, Abraham Lincoln signed into law the Morrill Act, which launched at least one university in each state in the nation that would have the responsibility of taking non-degree, non-credit bearing education into its public. And so you see a map here of these land-grant institutions. The 1862s were under the first charter. The 1890s are primarily historically Black colleges and universities. And then the 1994s are primarily Native American serving institutions. And so UDC is in this sea of land-grant institutions where in our college, where we house the land-grant college and part of the land-grant university, we actually are an 1862 land-grant institution, and our public is the District of Columbia, or residents of the District of Columbia. Next slide, please, Dr. Reed. And so in our college, on the right side of your screen, we have academic programs. And so we have a graduate program in architecture, one in nutrition and dietetics. We have 3 professional science master's programs, which are near the bottom of your screen. And we have the illustrious PhD or doctoral level program in urban leadership and entrepreneurship. And then on the left side of your screen, we have 3 land-grant centers. These are centers that are responsible for taking non-degree, non-credit bearing education into the public that is research-based. And this is where you, as a graduate student, have an opportunity to engage with us. It doesn't matter what your major is. We are a land-grant university. And so you have the opportunity to connect your research to research in the college, research in agriculture, research that aligns with our goals and objectives. And we also have a center for 4-H, or a unit or program for 4-H and youth development, which actually is integrated throughout each of those centers. And last but not least, we have a 143-acre farm in Beltsville, Maryland, which is about 30 to 45 minutes from the Van Ness campus. And so there are lots of opportunities for you to get engaged. We will be happy to have you and employ you in some capacity in the college through whatever means we can do that. And we look forward to connecting with you a little later. So Dr. Reed, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you so much, Dean Jones.
Thank
All
you.
right, next we will have Dr. Sabine O'Hare.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this orientation. It's a pleasure to see you all. We already had an opportunity to meet earlier this summer with the incoming PhD students, and I'm very excited to start this journey with you. Our PhD program in urban leadership and entrepreneurship is very interdisciplinary, consisting of core courses in, you might say, 2 buckets. And so these core courses are not optional for anyone. We have a leadership sequence of courses, starting with foundations of leadership, leadership theory and methods, going on to systems approaches to leadership, and finally disruptive innovation. And then we have a series of core courses that are focused on research methods, starting with an overview of research methods, and of course, everybody's favorite, statistics and quantitative research methods. Writing, Dr. Reed mentioned already other resources outside of this course, but these methods courses are specifically focused on PhD level work and PhD level research work. We have a cumulative dissertation requirement in our PhD program in urban leadership and entrepreneurship. This means that we kind of cut to the chase because we felt it was really a waste of your energy and your talent to have you write a dissertation that then sits on a shelf somewhere. And so instead of having you write a dissertation, we have you write 2 published articles. And so that then constitutes the dissertation. In addition to the core, we have some concentrations. And we've just moved from 3 to 5. So the 3 that we have had historically is sustainability leadership, concentration in governance and policy leadership, in entrepreneurial leadership, and we are adding education leadership and health leadership. All of these concentrations are offered in close collaborations with other colleges across the university. So the concentration in entrepreneurship, for example, draws on courses in the School of Business. Of course, education draws on courses from education and so forth. And then last but not least, your opportunity to give this PhD program your unique stamp of what you want to communicate with your own course of study. And these are the electives. You can take electives from across the entire university. Any graduate level course will qualify as an elective in the program. So this is, very much in line with this Scholar practitioner, this learning and doing model that Dean Jones already spoke to. And so I look forward to exploring all kinds of new ideas that our new PhD students bring to the already existing cohorts. 3 previous cohorts are very much active, and 2 of the cohorts have now reached their dissertation stage. And so it's going to be very exciting over this next year to see what these first publications of our PhD students look like. Thank you all. Looking forward to a great journey.
Thank you, Dr. O'Hara. And I just want to also piggyback that the dissertation defenses, I guess when they're actually defending their topic, are public. So really, I really would love for you all to come. I'm going to show you later on in the presentation where we have our graduate website so that you can actually go and see some announcements of things that are going to happen. Now we'll have Dr. Dean Shetty. That's from our engineering and applied sciences college. And I'm going to put up your slides.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Ray. Good afternoon. I want to welcome all of you, especially the students coming to the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences. Welcome. Our graduate programs are growing. In fact, we have master's program in civil engineering, mechanical engineering, computer science, and electrical engineering. And also we have a PhD program, which is fairly new, which is in the 4th year of installation. And we are likely to graduate our first set of PhD students this year. And this program has become much more selective now. So I want to spend a couple of minutes talking about the college itself. And in addition to our conventional area of electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, civil engineering, as well as computer science, we have started some new programs. So this year we have introduced undergraduate program in computer engineering, undergraduate program in cybersecurity. Both are growing. In addition, we have an accelerated master's program. Students, when they are doing their undergraduate, can decide they will do master's program. They will get certain benefit out of it, which is something for a lot of students to consider master's program while they are doing undergraduate program. And our programs, all in engineering and computer science, are accredited by the top body called ABEC. And in the past year, we graduated our first set of biomedical engineering students, and who have got, again, those programs again accredited by ABEC. So the past couple of years, we had been building up our labs. Actually, if you look at the activities which is going on, we are very much hands-on. So there is a mixture of theory and practice. At every stage of way, we introduce practice to the students. And students also have opportunity to do research even before they graduate, especially even as an undergraduate student. Several of them publish articles, even in journals, along with the faculty members, even before they graduate. So the past year, we had been developing new lab facilities. We have a NASA-supported lab in the area of thermal management and advanced manufacturing. We have a new lab supported by US Army in the area of drone, advanced robotics, and autonomous system. We are also creating a new lab in the area of cybersecurity. In addition, we also have modernized our machine shop and material science facilities, advanced microscopy, and so on. In the past year, actually, one of the highlights was our student team has won the first prize in the AME National Design Contest. In fact, among all these HPCUs, we are #1, and the students got a prize of $10,000 actually. Just like Dean of Business School, Dean Moore said, our mechanical engineering program has been ranked #1 when you consider affordability and quality. So we had been in that ranking in the last 2 years. And all of our programs are becoming more job-oriented. some of the programs have a procedure so that the students, in addition to taking the program, they also get certification, Cisco certification. Amazon Next has involved a couple of programs where the students get exposed to some of the features of Amazon, the experience of Amazon Next, as well as Microsoft Corporation. Our faculty members and the students are doing research and applying for patents and getting patents also. The students have phenomenal job opportunities. They get scholarship, they compete in national competitions. And our research is coming from several agencies: National Science Foundation, Department of Defense, Department of Energy, National Institute of Standard and Technology, NSA, and so on, which is highlighted here. And right now, we have about $33.3 million of research ongoing grants. And most of these funds which come out of this, it goes to the students, undergraduate as well as the graduate students, to do master's thesis or as well as PhD. So these are some of the highlights. In fact, out of all these grants, I want to highlight 5 centers. We have 5 specialized centers in this. One is the National Science Foundation Center called CREST Center, Nanotechnology, where the focus is nanotechnology, research, and education. Then there is another center which is called NASA Center for Advanced Manufacturing and Space Technology Research, which is a NASA-sponsored CAMSTAR Center. Then we have a Department of Energy Consortium, where we are the lead institution in the area of advanced manufacturing and processing, and where we work with a number of companies, where some of the research we are doing, which is a part of the ongoing research with the students, gets introduced in companies. Then we have a program with the NIST, National Institute of Standard and Technology, in the area of professional research, in advanced technology, in material science, and high precision inspection. Then we have a recent center, which is sponsored by National Institute of Health, NIH STAR Center in the area of assistive rehabilitation, or research in the area of gait balance, assistive technology, biomechanics, virtual reality, and so on. So these are some of the centers out of all the research which is going on. The point I am making is some of them are interdisciplinary center. The students who can participate in this, they need not be just engineering and computer science students. They can be anywhere from the university. So please get in touch with us so that we can talk about your interest. And again, I want to welcome you, and then I want to wish you a good luck during your stay here. Thank you, Dr. Reed.
Thank you so much, Dean Shetty. All right, now we're going to have Dr. Cote talk to you about the PhD program. Dr. Cote?
Yes, so good afternoon. My name is Paul Cote. I'm the PhD program director in the School of Engineering, and our PhD program is called Computer Science and Engineering. We are offering 4 specializations: biomedical engineering, which is included in mechanical engineering. After that, we have civil engineering, computer engineering, electrical engineering, and mechanical engineering. Overall, we have the following concentrations, which means we have very interesting research subjects and research topic for the PhD defenses. So we have a computer science, machine learning, image processing, and electrical engineering. We have a communication and signal processing. In mechanical engineering, we have advanced manufacturing, biomedical engineering, and in civil engineering, we have transportation system engineering and water and environmental engineering. We are supporting our PhD students through grants. We have many grants. So as Dean Shetty mentioned, we have 33 million in research expenditure. We are supporting our PhD students getting graduate teaching assistant or graduate research assistant. We also have stipend from our grant, and also we are encouraging students to apply for financial aid and veteran affairs aid, which if they are eligible for that. Our program is based on basic research and has 72 credits. We have here diagram for these classes, 40 credits before the qualifying exam, and after that, a research dissertation. We started in fall 2018, and now after spring 2022, in the fall 2022, we are hoping to have the first cohort of PhD students in School of Engineering. I would like to mention that we have here to Latin quotation. That means if you want to get performance, you have to work very hard. And once you get that knowledge is a power.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Cote.
And thank you, Dr. Reed. So I encourage all you graduate students, as Dr. Reed said, to begin with the end in mind. In other words, set out on a course or a direction so that you know where you're going and you know how long it might take you to get there. And the reason I say that is graduate school is different from undergraduate. I often say at the bachelor's level, one is expected to gain knowledge, and that's why most of your courses are lecture-based. At the master's level, one is expected to master a body of knowledge. And so you find a topic or topics, you learn about that topic and you learn in depth about that topic. But at the doctoral level, one is expected to create or make knowledge. And I've added a term there, make knowledge. Creating knowledge, of course, is creating new knowledge, but making knowledge means that you are contributing to a body of literature, a body of knowledge that is already in existence, which is what you'll do through your dissertation, research, and literature review. And so begin with the end in mind. And here are just three thoughts I would like for you to consider and follow as you pursue your graduate career. Number one, look at your plan of work or develop a plan of work and an approach to which classes you need to take and in which sequence. Oftentimes we may not plan ahead in the best way that we can, and we find that it takes us longer to graduate or to complete a program. And statistics say the longer it takes, the less likely it is that you will complete the degree. And so we want you to learn the skills and gain the knowledge that you need to gain and also contribute to the body of knowledge. And at the same time, we want you to get out and use your degree to the highest advantage. Secondly, consider flexibility and balance. Most of our students are working professionals. I also worked when I went to graduate school. There were times I needed to be flexible. I needed to prioritize. I needed to find balance. I encourage you to do that and do whatever it takes to complete your degree successfully. Number three, relationships matter. And so your advisors, administrators, your colleagues, your peers, I encourage you to work with them and to work well with them. To think of this as a marriage, and whatever your thoughts are about marriage, think of it as a long-term relationship. And in other words, people that I interacted with in graduate school, my advisors, etc., many of them I still keep in touch with, and I still have to rely on them for references. I have to rely on them for shared knowledge, and we collaborate on conferences and the like. And so relationships matter. I encourage you to consider that as you embark upon your graduate career. And so once again, begin with the end in mind, have a sense of direction as you move forward and plan accordingly. Right. Thank you, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, Dean Jones. All right, Dr. McCrary, you are up.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Reed. And I'm going to be sharing my screen, but I first of all want to welcome all of you graduate students, both new and returning, to the University of the District of Columbia. You are in an incredible place of knowledge. I am the Vice President for Research, and what I'm going to tell you today is just go over very quickly what we're doing in research. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So again, welcome to the University of the District of Columbia, the nation's capital's only institution of higher education. And I just want to show you a little bit, if you're not familiar with some of the research, but also with some of the incredible people that you're with. You heard the deans today and their colleagues, their faculty colleagues. They make our graduate education a real experience. And I can say that people are coming out because in this first slide here, the person who's second over from the right is the director of the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, Dr. Stephanie Tompkins, who's in our Water Resource Research Laboratory. And they're here because they see UDC as well as many other HBCUs as a place where we can find innovation to address the challenges that we face today. And one of those challenges are, for example, things like climate change is extremely important. You have heard this before from everybody, so I'm just going to go through this. But one thing just to keep in mind, we are DC government's research laboratory. The problems that they have, everything from water purification to food security, to how do we raise the test scores in the public schools, to dealing with, for example, pollution, come to UDC. We have 5 campuses, and that is a quiz. And if you can name them all, I will take you out for lunch. But we have 5 campuses here, and that you can take advantage of. Our theme is really about urban sustainability and urban resiliency. We are here to serve the district and its residents in the greater metropolitan Washington area. I always talk about that. Imagine 5 years ago, you were in a place like Flint, Michigan, and you say, I noticed that the test scores of our kids are going down. I noticed there are certain ailments that are starting to happen among the local populace, but the government is telling us, the state and local government telling us is everything fine. We think it's something in the water. Imagine if they had had an HBCU, or particularly a public HBCU, around to go to. Because if you can't trust an HBCU in a public institution, who can you trust? And that's what UDC is for the district and for the DMV. We have done over the past 4 or 5 years very incredible work. Our expenditures have tripled in the past 4 years, our research expenditures as measured by the National Science Foundation. And our faculty have been incredible in terms of submitting proposals, not only submitting, but awards. I also show this, if you look at the, because you got to compare yourself, if you look at the 11 R2 HBCUs, which means HBCUs with graduate programs that have high research activity, we are right in there. We are Carnegie class M2. And we hope, particularly with your help as students, you know, that we will be the 12th R2 by 2024. We are also a part of 15 ABET accredited engineering schools. Dean Shetty, who was on earlier, was awarded 2 years ago as the best dean in terms of these 12 of these 15 schools, which are ABET accredited engineering. We also really make a difference. Thanks to Mayor Muriel Bowser, we can quantify and show that for every dollar she gives us, we return 4 back to the district and 5 back to the region. And a lot of that involves the research that we do as well as the technology commercialization. And you know what? We've got some superstars who are incredible. So last fall, Dr. Dixon, who's in the College of Arts and Sciences, received the 2021 Women of Color in STEM Awards for her work in educational leadership. And it's the 3rd year in a row that UDC has had a faculty member. But I should tell you this slide is outdated because of 2 weeks ago, we were just contacted that Dr. Anshu Arora in our School of Business and Public Administration will also be honored for as a 2022 Women of Color in STEM Award. And so this is now the 4th year in a row. And, you know, we've got faculty who are really making a difference. Also at the BEA, the Black Engineer of the Year Awards Conference, going on for 40 years. This is the 4th year in a row we've been recognized. Dr. Talesa Dekissa, who again is the head of our Water Research Resource Institute and our Ag School, has been recognized. And I say these are competitive awards. These are nominations we put in. They do not take them lightly. This is up against national leaders and faculty in a large number of other schools. So UDC is on the map. And then in May, we got recognized, one of our staff members, Dr. Laura Thompson, one of our faculty members in the School of School of Engineering and Arts and Sciences, received the Allen T. Waterman Award. This is a prestigious award, the first time an HBCU in the 46-year history has gotten this. I also should put out 2 other faculty members. Dr. Thea Fredericks received an NSF Career Award, which is like right second to the Allen T. Waterman Award, and Dr. Brian Higgs in the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences. And so we're really doing it here. We've had 2 research weeks that involved all of the schools. If you think of the problems we face today, they're interdisciplinary. And so all of the schools showcase the research. And again, we also had last year our first patent. We now have 8 provisional patents and our first 2 utility patents that were filed this year. And again, we had our UDC Research Week. It was held virtually, 84 presentations from across the 6 schools and colleges. A lot of it showed the graduate work that is going on in all the schools and colleges. And so it has been a fantastic event bringing different people together. And then finally, because of UDC's research, we have been a leader on the national stage. So President Mason talked about UDC, talked about the contributions that minority serving institutions have to our nation's landscape. So I want to end here just basically to say, you know, we welcome you here to the University of the District of Columbia. You're a graduate student, but this is one of my favorite sayings. If you're not at the table, you're on the menu. And Dr. Jones, who previously talked about relationships, it is extremely important. Build the relationships with your fellow graduate students, build the relationships with both postdocs and your faculty advisors, as well as with administrators. And when you do that, it's the time you put in will then necessitate the quality of the relationship you get out of it. The more you put in, the more you get out of it, as well as your graduate studies and your research experience. And that research experience will take you to heights that you've never known before. So with that, I'll turn that back over to you, Dr. Reed. Thank you for this time and thank you for this opportunity. And if you want to reach me, I'm in 4250 Suite 2327, Victor.McCrary at udc.edu.
Say you are at a institution that you're not among thousands and thousands of people where you can get lost. You are actually you can touch these people, you can go to their offices, and we really encourage you to get to know each other. So we really have something that's super important for you as a graduate student, especially if you're going to do research with human subjects. Dr. Yolanda Plummer is the chair of the Institutional Research Board. Dr. Plummer, it's all yours.
Thank you, Dr. Reed, and thank you, Dr. McCrary. As you can see, Dr. McCrary is very excited about research, and we are very excited about research here at the University of the District of Columbia. And I'd like to welcome all of the new graduate and returning graduate students. As Dr. McCrary mentioned, there are several research efforts that are underway here at the University of the District of Columbia. For many of you, you all may embark upon that in your classes. Well, before you do that, many of you all will need to come before the Institutional Review Board. That is an administrative body here at the university that reviews your research to ensure that the human subjects that may partake in your research, that their welfare is not being compromised. We want to ensure that ethical practices are being practiced in your research. The IRB board meets once a month. However, we will take and review applications on a rolling basis. We know that several individuals may receive an application or find out about research at the last minute. So we don't want you to think that you have to wait an entire month. We generally try to have a 1 to 2 day turnaround for your research response. And we will also provide you feedback. Information about the IRB is posted on the Graduate Affairs website, as well as on the Office of Sponsored Programs. Generally, myself or another board member will come to some of the graduate classes upon request by the professors to provide a presentation. If any of you all have questions or need further information, please feel free to email me at yolandra.plummer@udc.edu, and or you can find me in building 38, 3rd floor, room 322. Thank you. Thanks, Dr. Reed.
And I really cannot stress that if you're going to be doing research, don't wait till the last minute to say, oh, and so really go to the website, understanding maybe some of the surveys that you want to do, they need to be approved by the institutional research. So we want to make sure you are knowledgeable of what you need to do. Now we're going to have Professor Mazza.
Good evening and welcome everyone. I am Tony Mazza. I'm a professor in the Homeland Security graduate program. And following up on the words of Dr. McCreary and Dr. Plummer regarding research opportunities, I will briefly discuss the qualitative course expectations that are endemic to all UDC research programs. My particular area of focus is on data. And as such, I'm a CISA certified instructor, and I teach the cyber-related courses in the program: cyber risk management, cyber law and policy, forensics and evidence, cyber criminology, intelligence. But I also teach the predictive analysis and statistics class because it's foundational. So data is arguably the most valuable commercial asset. And as the data that's most interesting to companies is that measures human behavior. Several of the largest companies in the world do nothing more than compile and report on that data. Wall Street and the financial services industry relies on information related to human desires, fears, and consumption to make money. Companies like Amazon are constantly attempting to secure more and more information, as their recent acquisitions prove, right? They just bought some online pharmacy in Roomba so they can map people's residences. So our program's STAT course, like many in the graduate programs, establishes the foundation for skills to perform data aggregation, data stratification, data purification, and publication. And you will learn how to use these tools and many tools like Microsoft Excel, Access, and also engage in fundamental computer programming in Python and R code. This course provides an essential skill set, and the students who pass this course, you earn the right to represent yourselves as data analysts. Fundamental to all graduate course studies at UDC is the expectations that students will engage in research projects. I am currently a co-principal investigator in a DHS-funded project, and that involves field work, data aggregation, and development of software that have been accomplished with the direct assistance of students in the program. Next slide, please. We're right here. Sorry. So when I engage with an audience, I prefer to begin with a common understanding, and frequently that includes defining terms. Very simply, quantitative analysis is one of the two basic branches of research that is formed from deductive reasoning. It employs mathematical expressions to yield a result that allows scientists to make an inference about a larger population through observations made in a sample population. And it's the drawing of the inference that differentiates quantitative research from the second basic branch, qualitative research, which tends to focus on a study of a specific experience or group to understand concepts like themes, culture, and specific phenomena. Next slide, please. My focus this evening is on the quantitative research expectations as a UDC grad student. So as you progress through your coursework, you'll be expected to apply scientific theories and principles in an ethical manner so as not to skew results due to intended or unintended bias. Next slide. Quantitative research takes three forms. It's either exploratory, where it's trying to discover the identity of variables in a subject group. It's descriptive, where it attempts to understand the relationship between the variables in a subject group, or it's causal, and that's the experimentational manipulation of variables to discern various causes and effects. Next slide. All of what I've communicated thus far begs the essential question, why? Well, first and foremost, at UDC, we hope to engage students in quantitative research so that we can promote data literacy. You know, we want you to be good consumers of information and producers of data. It's very important, and always remember, never forget this very simple truism. The entirety of human experience involves rulers who control information for their own benefit. And data literacy is a fundamental social and political equalizer. Second, we hope to inspire the next generation of scholar citizens to effect the changes necessary in our society. Third, we aspire to develop your critical thinking skills so that you may apply knowledge to problems and issues heretofore either not understood or not yet confronted. But last and equally important, and as I have stated previously, data is the most valuable resource, and those with data skills are in demand professionally and are compensated handsomely. And this field of study desperately needs the perspectives that UDC students can uniquely provide. Next slide, please. I'm sorry, I talk fast, and probably it's a product of my upbringing and frequent complaint among my students. So I'll try to slow down a little bit. But so I have spoken about what quantitative research and why it's necessary, but allow me a few seconds to delve into the specific core competencies that are foundation to each program and assets you will acquire through your research experience. First is data interpretation skills, right? You need to produce and consume it appropriately. Second is modeling skills, where you can translate reality into mathematical structures that can be applied more generically. Third are representational skills, and these are specific skills like coding and decoding capabilities. And last is communication skills, learning the ability to translate complex data and explain it to consumers and stakeholders. This is really a wonderful and necessary quality for leaders. Next slide, please. I want to conclude my presentation with a few observations. Like you've heard all evening, this is an extraordinary time to be a UDC student. The Office of the Chief Academic Officer has mandated and supported a real surge in and focus on laboratory and research capabilities. There are 3 distinct and discipline-specific state-of-the-art labs being created right now to augment the existing facilities, including an interdisciplinary research laboratory that I am helping to build, and it's going to be able to leverage an IBM Power 9 AI server, virtual reality modules, somatic measurement equipments, podcast tools, like you name it. This is going to be like a wonderful, wonderful research facility. And all of this will manifest in a spectacular and tangible benefits to everybody. First, UDC will develop intellectual property assets, and that's going to bring fame and money into the institution. And second, this prestige will propel the university and the community into that strata of exceptional communities of universities, and that's going to make your degree much more valuable in the market. And that concludes my presentation. If you want to reach me, I'm very easily reached. I'm at building 4250 on the 3rd floor, office 3, and a bunch of ones, 11111. And my information will be posted right at the door, how to get in touch with me, my phone number, email, etc., everything.
Thank you, Professor Mazza. Okay, but the key is to really understand research terminology, and all of that you need to do to be a good scientist. And the key is we would love to have each of the different schools have interdisciplinary research opportunities. So every opportunity you hear about research, make sure that you are actually at the table doing what you need to do to help spread the word around of what UDC is doing. All right, now we're going to shift about how to finance your education. So I know, Ms. Mosley?
Thank you very much, Dr. Reed. Good afternoon or good evening to everyone. And I tell you, I'm really excited about this opportunity because applying for graduate school financial aid should be like visiting an old friend, if you will. Someone talked about an analogy with a marriage. So this time we're talking about an old friend because this is a place of familiarity. It's one you can count on and one where you go when you're making your plans. And it is the same process that most of you or many of you might have used during your undergraduate years of education. So on the next slide, we'll see where beginning October 1 of each calendar year, that's when you begin to think about applying for financial aid. You didn't just start thinking about it today. So sometimes during the last 6 months or so, you started thinking about making this plan, and you will do the same thing come October 1, that's just around the corner. Believe it or not, you'll be thinking about that for the 23-24 academic year. We won't get too far ahead of ourselves because we want to stay in the moment of 22-23, but I do want you to be thinking about the fact that it will be time to start the financial aid trek for next year on FAFSA.gov, and you'll again use the UDC code of 007015. As most of you already know, all graduate students are reviewed as independent students, which means that you don't have to use parental data on your FAFSA. So on the next slide, you know that when you complete the FAFSA as a graduate student, then you are applying for direct unsubsidized loan and direct graduate plus. Those are the 2 programs that are provided through the FAFSA, which of course is the free application for federal student aid. The last one, the private alternative loans, of course, are those that are initiated at the bank of your choice. On the next slide, you will see that the direct unsubsidized loan is federally regulated. guaranteed funding through the FAFSA application, and the eligibility is $20,500. Interest rate is fixed, and of course, there are some origination fees that will apply. On the next slide, you will see that direct graduate plus loans, much the same, except for the fact that it's based on credit worthiness. So that's the big difference there. And then as underneath that, where it says maximum loan amount, is really determined by the cost of attendance, which is the budget, and the difference between that and whatever financial aid funds or other sources you might have. So in other words, that cost of attendance, which includes tuition and fees, books and supplies, transportation, housing, all of those things that make up the expenses for each student, then that budget, you minus out the financial aid that you have, whether it's scholarships or otherwise, then that's the difference. That difference is what you can apply for with the Graduate Plus loan. Fixed interest rate, and of course, origination fees as well. Next slide. Private loans, they are not federally regulated. They are, there is a credit check for that. And then the maximum amount cannot exceed the cost of attendance. Next slide. You've got scholarship searches, and I was so glad to hear Dr. Cote, I believe it is, who mentioned some options for you in terms of stipends and scholarships. The scholarship searches, the best ones, Fast Web and the Career One Stop. Beginning the fall, or sometimes towards the early part of fall 22, we will have at our fingertips the Scholarship Universe, and that's going to be on the quick launch. So it'll be one of those tools that we'll be able to use that will match you with the best scholarships. So we are really excited about that, and it's something that we've been wanting to provide for some time. And sometimes early part of the fall, we'll have that so that you'll be able to use that as part of your tools for financing your education. Next slide. Okay, I want to make sure that you know where to reach us, and the main number is 202-274-5941. And I also want to mention that if you have not applied for financial aid and you have just been a bit busy and it's time to do it quickly, you may want to use the services of our partners, our community partners, the Educational Opportunities Center. They provide Zoom assistance, and they are also on our campuses 3 days a week. So at the Van Ness campus, it would be in building 39 on Wednesday and Thursday. They can be reached by phone at 202-741-4730. Thank you so much. This is a lot of information and a little bit of time, but I promise you this is not your last opportunity. So by all means, use our numbers, use our emails. The email for me would be at kmosley, KMOSLEY, @udc.edu. I look forward to being a partner with you for this academic year.
Ms. Mosley, and I hope that students that are here, that you actually will actually have this available. I'll make sure the slides can be available when we put the actual recording up on the website, but make sure that you really see those options of scholarships, because I know students are always looking for money to help fund their education. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, now we will talk with our Rodney Trapp, who's our Vice President of Advancement.
Greetings, everyone, and thank you, Dr. Reed. I'm very excited to be here with you folks as you start your graduate studies journey. I want to give just a slight update to some of the information that Ms. Mosley had presented. I was actually on in a meeting this morning with the folks that are working on the Scholarship Universe platform, and we're probably going to be rolling it out in the spring as opposed to this fall, but it will be coming, so stay tuned on that. I'm very excited because one of the opportunities that we have here is to really look at how the staff and the faculty are investing in you. But we expect a return on that investment. We expect you to go out and get incredible jobs. We expect you to do compelling and engaging research. We expect you to get the promotions and all the things that come with achieving a higher degree of education and expertise and professionalism. And there's a return on investment expectation as an alum. We hope you will join the UDC National Alumni Society and be a very active alumnus and to give back to the university. Part of my responsibilities is to manage the UDC Foundation, where we help fundraise for the university and bring in the dollars. And part of those dollars are scholarship dollars. In fact, about 80% of the monies that we raise are scholarship dollars for students. Now, the downside is that most of those scholarship dollars are actually directed to the undergraduate students, but we do have a few graduate student scholarships. In fact, we have about 12 different scholarship programs for graduate students. We have one that is a general scholarship program, so all students are available to apply for that one. We also have one in the causes, the professional science master's program. So if you're studying urban sustainability or urban agriculture or water resources management, there are some scholarships available for that. We have 4 in the business school. We have 2 in education. We have 2 in STEM and mathematics, and we have 2 in social and behavioral sciences. And so I have already put a link in the chat, and I will put a link in again to the website that shows you where you can apply for these scholarships and to look at which ones are available. Sometimes the scholarships, we might have one scholarship every 2 years or every 4 years. And so in this term, it might not be available, but for those that are available, please take advantage of those dollars. And also reach out to your faculty, reach out to your deans and ask for opportunities. Dean Shetty talked about all the research, the $33 million in research grants and dollars. And a lot of those research grants allow for the college to hire graduate fellows and assistants. And so there's funding available through those programs, but you might not know about them because they're not necessarily advertised through even our scholarship platform. And so please do reach out to your deans and your faculty members to inquire about that. That's pretty much all I have. Our office, Ms. Edna King is the coordinator for our scholarship programs. She can be reached at eking@udc.edu. Again, I will drop in the chat one more time the link to, I just dropped it in again. That's the link to the scholarship page. It's part of the enrollment management set of website pages, and it's under scholarships, and you can toggle over to graduate scholarships and see all the ones listed for graduate students.
Thank you so much, Mr. Trapp, for that. And again, I just have to tell you that sometimes it's very sad that our students don't actually apply for these scholarships. So because some of them say, oh, I have to write an essay and I don't want to write an essay. So it's really important that we have money for you, take advantage of it and make sure it gets in your pocket to help fund your education. So we're now about resources that are available to you that usually graduate students don't really pay attention to. So we're gonna, this is our last part and we're gonna go pretty quickly, but I think some of these are really important for you to be able to be successful at the university. So Dr. Baldwin, do you wanna kick us off with the Office of Student Success?
Latosha Baldwin, Acting Assistant Vice President of Student Success. And I'm gonna share with you just a few resources that will be extremely helpful to you while you are here at UDC. Number one, our office has the Office of Career Services, where we talk about career readiness, career opportunities, and career planning. And our executive director, Dr. Jared Moffitt, is on the call tonight, so he'll give you more information about that. We also have a health and wellness department where we have accessibility services where they can talk to you about accommodations in the classroom. And then we also have counseling services for those of you who may be interested in processing, unpacking different life experiences that could particularly impact your ability to complete your classes, or just in general. We have a counseling office available to you as well. In my area, we have an for academic support, we have a student achievement center. I'm currently in the process of hiring a new writing center director who can provide assistance with writing help. Of course, you all have the UDC library research tools, and I believe one of the professors spoke about that in detail. And then we have the laptop loaner program. If you need a laptop, we can loan it to you for the semester, free, no charge. If you have any questions about the process, you can email our Director of Student Success, Ms. Jasmine Fleming, and she'll be more than happy to assist you by giving you the application. The only thing we ask is that when we loan it out to you, that you just return it by the end of the semester. That's it. Technical support. We have a 24-hour, 365 tech support office here at UDC where you can call our IT help desk and get help with Blackboard, your My UDC account, software and hardware troubleshooting for the UDC laptops that you have, account configuration, etc. One thing that I do want to mention here, and I will put it in the chat, UDC is covering textbooks for all students at the university for fall 2022. Most of the books adopted have been made digital. If your book adopted by your faculty or your instructor was digital, that email of the digital ebook was sent to your UDC email. So I encourage everyone to check their UDC email from the publisher. Common publishers, Pearson, Macmillan, and Brightwave. Brightwave is a common ebook vendor that we've used. So please check your emails for that. If you have any questions, feel free to talk to your instructor. And we also have a bookstore on campus at the Van Ness campus, 4200 Connecticut Avenue, where you can go in person and inquire about your books as well. So please note those books are free to you this fall, and we are happy to do so from us to you, University of District of Columbia. And then last but not least, I understand that a lot of you are in grad school. Some of you are working full time. I did it too. And you may not have a lot of time for student life. However, you heard the president of the SGA speak to you guys earlier today. They're here to assist you. We do have clubs and organizations and honor societies for certain majors at the graduate level. Of course, I believe that networking is a really, really big thing, especially at this juncture of your career. And so getting to know people, building your tribe and your community is really key to connecting you to the institution. And one way to do that is by finding similar people who have similar interests. And that way it makes this process of going to school just a little bit more enjoyable. So I encourage you guys to look into student life and see how you can be a part or see how you can show up and contribute to the culture that we have here at UDC. So that concludes all of the resources that we can provide to you at the graduate level. My office, we work more so with the undergraduates, but if you have any questions about anything, I am always available to answer you, engage your questions, and I'll make sure that you get pointed in the right direction. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. All right, now we're going to talk about our career services.
Good evening, graduate students and colleagues. Thank you, Dr. Reed, for this opportunity to connect with our professional and pre-professional graduate students. Again, my name is Dr. Jared Moffitt. I'm the Executive Director of Career Services, and I bring you greetings and welcome from the Office of Career Services. And simply put, our mission is to support you, in your career readiness for becoming a transformative leader in the global workforce. And we are excited to offer you a wide range of career counseling and employment services to assist you with your career and professional development goals, especially now in the rapidly changing career and industry landscapes due to the COVID response. So some of the services that we have available for you include career planning and goal setting, career exploration assessments and career readiness assessments, resume development and critiques, and cover letter development and critiques, interview preparation and mock role play interviews. We run a job board called Handshake that posts jobs, internships, and other positions. We also help you to look for continued studies opportunities in graduate programs, even after your master's or PhD program, if you're going to go on to another graduate school or professional school. We help you with career workshops. We offer career workshops weekly on a variety of career readiness and professional development topics. We also run career programs for students, career and professional development programs. Some of those programs include the Thurgood Marshall College Fund Leadership Institute Conference. We will be taking 27 students next month to New York to interview with Fortune 500 companies and get some really great professional development support and help in workshops while they're there. Also, we're taking students to the HBCU Career Development Marketplace Conference in Baltimore City. We also run an internship program for the counseling program. So if you would like to get counseling experience for your practicum and internship, we have opportunities for you available in my office with career counseling. We run an alumni professional development series. So even after you graduate, we're still supporting you. We offer College to Career Week, which is a professional development series for undergraduate and graduate students where you get connected to employers, industry professionals, specialists at UDC, and you get to hear from different student leaders as well about professional development topics. And that's a whole week of that during November that aligns to National Career Development Week. We also offer the District Leadership Program. You probably received an email from me in the last 24 hours about that, and many other programs as well. We also offer employer information sessions, interview sessions, spring annual career job and internship fair, and other employment events. These things are happening weekly. And so we post all of those opportunities in our Handshake system. You can apply for jobs, internships, and other positions, register for these employer sessions and these interview sessions and career fairs and workshops. You can get connected to professional development resources and request an appointment with your career counselor, all in the Handshake system. You already have an account. Just go to your My UDC account, go to your quick launch and click on Handshake, and you can get right into our job database in our resource system called Handshake. We also offer Focus 2. It's more geared toward undergraduate, but graduate students can benefit from that as well. You can take career assessments on a variety of different topics, including your interests, personality, skills, and values. And you can also look at your career readiness, and it will give you direct steps that you can take to enhance your professional career readiness. Our contact information is located below. I will put it in the chat there. Feel free to call, email, social media. We are very big on social media. We're constantly posting opportunities. I just posted one today for Project Destined as well. And below you will see our office locations. We have 2 locations, the community college and the Van Ness office locations. You're free to use both locations if you need to. And we are here to support you with your career success. And we are very, very, very eager to connect with you as early as possible. Now's the time to start thinking about your career, not when you graduate. So let us know how we can help you. And we are looking forward to that. Thank you so much.
And thank you, Dr. Moffitt. And I really want to encourage you all to take advantage of all the wonderful things they have available for you. All right, now we're going to actually go to another resource that I think is really critical that a lot of students don't take advantage of. So Mr. Clayton McLaughlin.
Yes. Welcome, graduates, and I'd like to thank you, Dr. Reed, for allowing me to share what ARC have to offer those graduate students who possibly need our services. So my name is Clayton McLaughlin. I work at the Van Ness campus. Myself and Miss Pamela Butler. what we provide, next slide. So what we provide is accessibility. The Accessibility Resource Center works to ensure that students with disabilities are affordable the opportunity to yield maximum benefits and from their educational experience at the University of the District of Columbia. What we provide is accommodations for individuals and help students overcome barriers for their documented impairments. And accommodations are designed to eliminate the competitive disadvantages. Some of the documentation we would need, the intake process. Well, these are some of the disabilities, but it's limited. It's not limited to those disabilities. And so these are some of the type of disabilities. So the process is, I just want to share it because I don't know if I have a slide what the process is. But the process is you need to have medical documentation or IEP or 504. But because you guys are in grad school, most likely your IEP probably has expired. However, if that's the case, where you was undergrad, we can look at some of the accommodations that you received while you was undergrad. And so we would talk about that. These are some of the type of disabilities that we have for students, note taking. We also have something new, which is called Glen Notes, which is a note-taking software that we use. We have exams, quizzes, modifications. We have extended time for assignments. However, that's case by case. And a lot of the accommodations that you see here, they are just some of the basic accommodations. But again, everything is case by case. So there's no template as to the services or the accommodations you may need as far as being modified for that course. So all you need to do is schedule an appointment with ARC counselor and we discuss the accommodation needs, bring your medical documentation. The medical documentation, it could be one page, basically what the letterhead of the medical provider and what the disability is. They can also include the accommodations and we will take note of some of the accommodations, but we know some of the accommodations may not be reasonable and we would discuss that during the one-on-one once you receive your appointment. Student can register anytime. So we tell students, if you think you have a disability or issue, it's better to go ahead and apply for the services and have it and don't need it than need it, don't have it, because there is a process and the process can sometimes get inundated if we have to, because we have to call and confirm the medical documentation. And if your provider is not available to confirm and we discuss what that disability is and some of the accommodations, then that holds up the process. And of course, students sometimes come to us at emergency and they need it yesterday. So if you don't need it, it's still best to go ahead and apply for it. And if you don't have to use it, then don't use it, but definitely register if you think that's an issue. Again, and so if you have any questions, I'll put it in the blog, the chat, arc@udc.edu. You can send something there, discuss whatever that may relates to, issues around accommodations. And again, welcome.
Thank you, Ms. McLaughlin. And I just want to echo, don't wait till your midterm exam and you want extra time. Don't wait till your final exam. I really encourage you to, if you have a disability, and some people feel like, oh, I don't want anybody to know. Well, nobody has to know. It's very private, very confidential, but don't wait till the last minute because it won't be retroactive. If you needed something and you've already started failing your classes or whatever, you should go ahead and get it for you, as he indicated, so that you have it available. So really take advantage of the service. It's really beneficial to students. Okay, so we're going to shift to counseling. Dr. Lauren Cross is going to talk to us about the Counseling Center. Thank you, Dr. Cross.
So much for inviting me to join you all tonight. I'm just going to chat very briefly about some of the services that we have at the Counseling and Wellness Center here. The main service that we provide is really individual therapy. We are expanding our group offerings, and we also do consultations with both students and staff, but most people seek us out for individual therapy. So we offer up to 10 sessions per year that resets with each academic year. But people seek out our services for any number of reasons, including depression and anxiety, dealing with trauma, but also life stressors like breakups, work-life balance, navigating interpersonal stressors, all kinds of things. I could go on and on all night. But if you think that you may want a space to talk to someone confidentially and privately who's a trained mental health professional, we welcome you. You can reach us. Our phone number is listed on the slide there. You can also make an appointment request on our website. We have 2 locations. Our main campus location is in Building 39, Suite 120. And then we also have an office at the Bacchus campus, also in room 120. So easy to remember, we're in 120. And right now we are offering both in-person and virtual services. And then I also just wanted to touch on really quickly 2 new offerings that we have in the Counseling and Wellness Center. The one being our 24-hour crisis line. So if there is some emergency after hours and you need to talk to a mental health clinician right away, you can call our main number and press 1, and you will be connected with a counselor at any time of day. The other offering is WellTrack, which is a self-paced self-help. It's either an app or a website. A lot of people find the app pretty cool, but it has different modules on healthy sleep habits, managing depression and anxiety, symptom management skills, de-stressing, all kinds of things. So certainly encourage you all to check that out, download the app if you're interested, and I will put the website in the chat here so everyone can see it. And that is about it. We welcome you. We encourage you to seek us out. You're welcome to reach out to us if you have questions about how therapy even works or what it could look like, or if it could be helpful to you. We're happy to chat over the phone or schedule an initial consultation. And we look forward to working with you all, and welcome to UDC.
Thank you, Dr. Cross. And again, these services are for you, and we really want you to use them. Another service that I don't think people really take advantage of is our Learning Resource Division. This is going to be your lifeline as a graduate student. So Ms. Melba Broom is the director of our Learning Resource Division. I'm going to let her take it away.
Good afternoon, graduate students, new and returning. I am Melba Broom, Director of Learning Resources Division, University Library. I want to welcome you and let you know that we are here for you. I've heard research spoken many times tonight. We are that basic research tool that you can use. If you come to the library, we have many research tools that are available to you. I have a short slide presentation that I will show now, and a lot of questions that you might have will be answered. We'll always remember, we're here for you. Anything that we can do, we will let you know, please. Thank you, Dr. Reed. Click.
Library is UDC's gateway to research. We facilitate access to information at a global scale for all UDC students, faculty, and staff. Through our newly redesigned website, we provide access to over 500,000 books and ebooks and over 80,000 journal titles. In our more than 250 databases, you can access articles, videos, maps, datasets, and more, all for free. And our access to these resources is always growing. We are a member of the Washington Research Library Consortium, an organization of 9 local universities that shares print and digital resources. The UDC community has access privileges to both the collections and spaces of these universities. The library houses the UDC archives, which provides access to the documents, photos, and memorabilia of the university and its predecessor institutions. While the library has moved to a temporary space to allow for renovations, our circulation team has kept seamless services through all of our transitions. You can request items from the UDC library, our WRLC partners, for interlibrary loan, borrow items from the hold shelf or reserves collections, or drop off or return once you are finished. On the third floor of Building 71, we've set up a casual reading nook, complete with some free books. Take a book, leave a book. Our library instruction program provides tailored sessions by faculty request. When requested 2 weeks in advance, we can provide content specifically for your course's goals, objectives, and assignments for all of your classes, online or in person, synchronous or asynchronous. Our teaching program reached more than 650 students in the past year. Our Library 101 tutorial program at Blackboard is available to everyone. Nearly 500 students are currently enrolled, and they have access to self-paced lessons on research and library skills, including developing a topic, evaluating sources, research resilience, using sources, plagiarism, and many more. Each module provides bite-sized information, videos, downloads, and links. We provide on-demand support through online chat, email, phone, or in person at our service desks. In the past year, we answered more than 3,000 questions. We provide constant professional development training through our webinar series, research guides, and individual consultations. Our reference team is made up of experts in the field of information science who have presented at national conferences like the American Library Association's annual conference, Computers in Libraries, LOEX, WILU, and more. They've provided national webinars through the American Library Association, the Conference on Academic Library Management, the Library Marketing Communications Conference, and more. Our reference team has published in notable journals like College and Research Libraries, Library Leadership and Management, and the Council on Undergraduate Research. Topics cover the impact of personal librarians, book bans and challenges, working with the A.C.A.L framework for information literacy in higher education, effective outreach, and library management. Our goal is to help every member of the university with their information and research needs through effective and efficient service. Students and faculty have expressed their support through our continuing assessment, and we seek to always improve our services and user experience. The library is the helpful place, and we're here for you.
Thank you. I want to make sure that everyone understands that the library is there, and sometimes you have your own private library assigned to your librarian assigned to your school. So, and one of the things that they offer is if you need some research done, and you give them some time, they will actually help you collect data and find different resources that are available to you. So I think it's really critical that you take advantage of that. All right, the Student Center, which is available to all students, graduate students alike, is in the big building that you see at the university. And so it's really important that you take advantage of it. The Student Center is open from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday. If in fact they have some private study rooms, so as graduate students, if you want to have some private study places, you just go to the information desk and they will assign you a room that's available. There is a fitness center that is available to you. It's open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Fridays. You have to download the IM Leagues app. Then you can actually then sign up to go to the fitness center. I've been there several times before COVID. It's a really nice center, and there are some classes that they have that when you're so stressed out and you have a few minutes, take advantage of the fitness center that is available to you. And it's at no cost to you. You just sign up through IM Leagues, show your ID, and then exercise as much as you like. All right, our last speaker, he's going to talk to you about Live Safe, something that you should all have on your phones.
I'm going to take a couple of minutes and talk about public safety and our responsibility here for keeping the campus safe. Currently, the police department, the Office of Public Safety and Emergency Management, is located in Building 39 on the sea level. We are a 24/7, 365-day a year operation. The phone number that I sent out through the chat goes directly to the dispatch. While you're in the parking lot, there are call boxes, and when you're walking around, try to identify where the call boxes are. If you go up to the call box and you push the button, it automatically gives you two-way communication with our dispatcher. Just something, one of these things that we do to try to keep you safe. The last thing I want to really talk about is LiveSafe. LiveSafe is an app that we use here that if something happens that we need to notify students, faculty, and staff, we send a message out through LiveSafe. It can be anything from inclement weather to any type of civil unrest. I know some students live in the area, some may live a little further away, but you don't want to drive down here in the winter when you come down here and find out that the university is closed because of inclement weather. It's happened. So the LiveSafe would automatically notify you of something that's going on in or around the campus. So I would encourage you all to go to the App Store or the Google Play, download the app for LiveSafe and select UDC, and it sets you up. Any message that comes out from OPSM, we send it out through LiveSafe because it is the quickest way to get our message out to the campus. If you have any further questions, I work Monday through Friday, usually from 7 to about 4:30. Feel free to stop down if you have any questions for me or anything, or any information that you want to provide. LiveSafe also gives you a way to report incidents anonymously. You just type in the information and send it. It picks up in our dispatch area, and the dispatcher will dispatch an officer to the scene of whatever it is, someone sick, suspicious activity, a package that's left unattended, and it's a way that we can get to the situation as quickly as possible. Thank you, and I look forward to meeting you as I'm making rounds throughout the campus.
Thank you, Lieutenant Brown. And I have to say they're super resourceful. And I don't know if you probably don't offer this service, but if you're a little skittish, if your class is ending at 10 o'clock at night and you're afraid to go to the parking lot, are you all still offering somebody to kind of meet you there or walk you to your car if that's available?
Absolutely. It can be done via the app, or you can pick up the phone and call the 5050 number. I know you have engineering students who usually are doing projects and they're here late. There's nothing wrong with calling us, and we will walk you directly to your car to make sure that you get in your car and you get on your way safely. And that's 24/7, 365. We always have someone on duty.
And actually, I want to say this concludes our program for tonight. I really appreciate you all being here. I hope that you had the opportunity to really learn more about what the university has to offer you. Please take advantage of every bit of things that is available to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for participating. I hope that you learned something, or you learned something new, even if you've been here. And again, I'm Malva Daniel Reed. I'm the Assistant Chief Academic Officer for Graduate and Graduate Education. So I'm here, and have a wonderful, fantastic semester. Thank you.